Chosen Generation radio show heard right here on Kcaa 1 p.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays. Do any of these sound familiar? Not sleeping well, waking up tired, drinking more coffee than usual, can't stay focused, craving sugary drinks and snacks, feel like you're stuck on a treadmill, having trouble managing your weight, not sick but not firing on all cylinders? Any one of these could mean that you might have a system overload, and Thyrodrenal might just be right for you. Think about it. You've probably been feeling like this for a while. Life has a way of wearing you down, and if you aren't getting the right nutrients, then physical and emotional wear and tear will take its toll. Most of us at some time or another could use some nutritional support for our adrenal and thyroid glands to bring things back in balance. Our bodies respond well to optimal nutrition to keep daily energy levels up and stress levels down. Try Thyrodrenal from Michael's Naturopathic Programs, a nourishing support formula with vitamins, minerals, and herbs to put back what life takes out. Look for Michael's on the label. We're serious about good health. Thyrodrenal is available at leading health food stores nationwide. If you don't see it on the shelf, then ask for it by name. Thyrodrenal.
A superior nutritional supplement called Arbor Vitae has taken Australia by storm, and it's now available in the U.S. Arbor Vitae contains a unique combination of maritime pine bark, aloe vera, honey, and an enzyme from papaya seeds. This potent supplement was developed to impact inflammation in the human body. Arbor Vitae helps blood circulation and respiratory function. Its anti-inflammatory properties can also relieve minor muscle and joint pain. To order, log on to ARBORVITAEUS.com or phone 1-800-570-0433 and enter code KCAA at checkout to receive a 10% discount. Arbor Vitae is Mother Nature's helping hand. Order this unique supplement now. Call 1-800-570-0433 and mention that you heard it on KCAA to get a 10% discount.
KCAA.
Call my mama, I need bail. Got me in the cell. Tell the homies I need some help. Nobody gotta stay in jail. They tryna hit me with a felony, but I got the remedy.
1-800 bail me out.
That's what they telling me. No collateral, just a few payments. Off the commissary, just call me my bail agent. 1-800 bail me out. That's right.
1-800 bail me out.
1-800 bail me out. 1-800 bail me out. 1-800 bail me out. 1-800 bail me out. Log on, remedybail.com. Post bail, get out of jail and go home. If you or your loved ones are arrested, call Remedy Bail Bonds at 1-800 bail me out. All collect calls will be accepted. Visit us online at remedybail.com.
Se habla español.
Welcome to Wyatt's Paint and Body in sunny San Bernardino, California. Hey, if we can't fix your car, nobody can. Wyatt's Paint and Body started in 1975. My father, Randy Wyatt, opened the business because he had a passion for cars and he developed a real strong love for San Bernardino. Our primary business is collision repair. We can negotiate with the insurance company how to repair your vehicle, but that doesn't mean that's where we stop. We also have done restoration work, we've done custom work. We will match the paint to where you wouldn't see the difference of what we repaired and what we painted versus what was already on the vehicle. We do a lot of repairs in-house as far as brakes to suspension parts that may be out of alignment or damaged, so they may need to be replaced. Frame repair, when a vehicle gets hit so hard that the frame's bent or shifted, we have to repair the frame back to its specifications. We can take care of all that, but it just doesn't stop at vehicles. We've painted boats, we've repaired motorcycles, we've developed a great relationship with the city and the county of San Bernardino. Occasionally we'll have the city vehicles and also Caltrans. Taking care of a customer is number one. When a vehicle enters our shop, we will take it to the fullest to make sure that that customer is happy. When someone has their vehicle damaged and they don't know where else to turn and they come to you and you repair the vehicle and the person's crying, tears of joy, when you hand them the keys, that's something you can't get anywhere else. It's a very good feeling and I really enjoy that. This isn't just a job, this is a life, this is my life. If you ever need your car worked on, come to 350 North Rancho Avenue, San Bernardino, California, or you can call us at 909-885-5051. You're not just a job, you're not just a dent on the fender, you're a person. Here at Wyatt's Paint and Body, no one will treat you like we do.
Kcaa.
This is the Talent Show with Danny Alcaraz, hosting Danny Alcaraz and Mr. Nick Martinez. How you doing, Nick?
I'm doing good, Danny. How are you, man?
Good. This is the Alcaraz AB Sunday block every Sunday at 4 to 9 actually. And we're going to have a DJ coming up next and at 5 o'clock, and then Angel Baby. And I want to talk about the Ramona High School we had yesterday. It was really, really something yesterday. There's about 5,000 kids waiting in line, and there's a need. They were out there getting their backpacks and stuff like that, back to school stuff. And I think all cities should do that.
Man, it's a good idea, man. Who all was involved in that? I mean, who all? What kind of organizations?
I don't know. It was just really something. I want to give props to Ramona High School for doing that. And I think all schools should do that. All cities, actually. And there's a need for the kids.
I agree. I agree totally.
I think that the economy or whatever, and props for Ramona High School. A lot of people there, a lot of kids. Big old line of kids.
Oh, that's good, man. So they all got backpacks and stuff like that?
Oh, they were all happy.
Yeah?
They were all happy with taking pictures with the race car and the trailer. And
Nice.
Angel Baby, me. Gave me a certificate and gave Angel one. We had a good time.
Oh, nice. That's what the certificate was for yesterday?
Yeah, it was pretty
that's
neat.
dope, dude.
Oh, it was a surprise.
Yeah. That's giving back to the community, man. I mean, it's really important, you know?
Yes.
'Cause we get busy. Everybody gets busy, and they forget. And they forget how important it is to reach back and, try to take care of those that are coming up, through the ranks right now.
So to all you cities out there, I think you should do that.
It's a good idea.
And I think it's something needed because we live in a slow economy, so I don't know. I just think it was pretty neat.
Very good.
Anyways, we're here at the talent show, so me and Nick are going to be doing stuff together. On the talent show, we're going to bring all kinds of artists. So what we got in mind, Nick?
Well, I got to tell you, man, we got to start out with one of the best. And, I brought a friend of mine today, a very talented young man that I met in Hollywood. And I got to tell you, it's like one of those things where, you tell people constantly, all the time, you tell them to be prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Like, always be prepared what you're doing. If you're a photographer, I mean, your battery's got to be charged. You got to have enough storage. I mean, if you're a musician, be prepared, and because you never know what's coming down the road. So just to make a long story short, I mean, I was coming out of an event on Hollywood Boulevard with my business partner, Remo, and looking down the road the other way, waiting for the car to come up, and turned around, and as I took a step to my right, I bumped into this young man, and I felt bad. Like, I was like, hey, man, I'm sorry. I apologize for bumping into you. And I asked him, I said, where are you going? Why are you walking down the street at 2 o'clock in the morning in Hollywood? And he said, I'm going to go write some music with my bass player. And I'm like, oh, so you're a musician, huh? And he goes, yeah. I said, you always got to be prepared, dog. I said, you got to have your music with you at all times. And he whipped out a CD that not only was his music on there, but he had his name and all his contact information and everything.
Oh, really?
I was like, that's what I'm talking about right there. And I got to tell you, that was several years ago. Mm-hmm. And I've been kind of hanging with this young dude for a minute, and I've always been a huge fan of his. And I think I'm a bigger fan of his work ethic and his talent more than anything, man, because in this business, you got to be relentless when you're going after it, and you can't let anything discourage you in the music industry. And
it's a very hard business.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and so, having a platform like the talent show, you always want to bring people that are inspiring, that will, kind of contribute and let people know or help back, give back and say, hey, look, this is what you got to do to get to where I'm at right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, without any further ado, man, I'd like to introduce our first guest here.
What's up?
Chris,
What's up?
Chris James from the band Kevin Never Talks.
Thank you guys for having me on the show.
No problem, man.
So what does Kevin Never Talks? What does that mean? I was curious about that.
It's actually a buddy of ours that just never talks.
Oh, really?
He, I've known him since I was about 9 years old. So in school, everybody knew Kevin Never Talks. And we started it right in high school, you know. So it was kind of like the inside joke. Everybody knew Kevin Never Talks. So, you know, we just named it that, and everyone loved it. And then we started playing, you know, all over the place.
What does he do?
Oh, Kevin's not in the band.
No.
Oh, yeah, no.
I was going to say.
He's a singer.
Kevin's a diesel mechanic, actually.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, but yeah, he's in the Bay Area.
Sorry, Kevin. I didn't mean to.
Yeah, it's all good. Kevin's the official mascot. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
So tell us, Chris, tell us, first of all, like, people don't understand. I mean, they think that granted, things do happen kind of like at a spur of a moment sometimes. You know, you could be in the studio and a producer hears you, and the next thing you know, you're in another studio working with a better group of people. But in the beginning, you know, what does it take? Like, how long have you been at this? Because I remember seeing some pictures of you and your bass player when you guys were like little, bro.
Yeah, I started playing guitar when I was about like five and a half.
All right.
And I started like my first band probably like 9 or 10.
What kind of guitar did you have at 5?
My first one was a Fender Strat.
Really?
Yeah, it was a red and white one.
Wow.
And yeah, it was cool. That was my very first guitar. And so I started taking lessons from about 5 to about 13 years old. And then by the time I was 13, I just started writing my own songs and, getting bands together and stuff like that. Yeah. And then it just kind of progressed from there. And
how many bands did you get into?
Really, I've only been in about two bands. Really? Yeah. Our first one was called 10-4, and that we started that when we were about in 6th or 7th grade. And then about junior year of high school, we started Kevin Never Talks. And just been going at it ever since. We've had some...
So that's the band name, is Kevin Never Talks?
Yeah, Kevin Never Talks is the band name, yeah.
You named it after him?
Named it after Kevin, yeah.
Really?
Our good friend Kevin, yeah.
What do you think about that?
He's cool with it, you know. He's actually on our album cover, like on he's like, the mascot, basically.
There you go. That's kind of neat.
Sometimes if we play in the Bay Area, we bring him on stage, and he doesn't say much, but
does he say anything?
No, not really.
I think you guys should always have a picture of Kevin hidden in your album cover somewhere.
Yeah, totally. I agree. Yeah, definitely.
That's kind of neat.
Yeah, that's cool. So let me ask you. So you say you've been in all the time that you've been doing music, you've been in 2 bands.
Basically, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so, but that really doesn't define the struggle when you say I've been in only 2 bands.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you another question. In those 2 bands that you've been in, how many bandmates have you had over the years?
Quite a few, actually. Yeah.
Yes,
lineup changes, definitely.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it's just sometimes it's hard to find people that have the same drive and they want the same thing as you do.
Right.
And if you want it more than anything ever, then you're gonna do whatever it takes to make it happen. And not a lot of people are on that path, you know. So
what do you think is the biggest challenge? Is it like creative differences or just personality conflict? I mean,
no, it's just.
So then that's the same question.
Yeah, because right, Danny?
Yeah, I know.
It's really
gotta
just
be chemistry, man.
Yeah, it's chemistry. I mean, I've had chemistry with almost everyone I've played with, but it's just a matter of, really, I'm a real perfectionist, I guess, when it comes to making everything on the show perfect, and I want to have a professional show. And,
right.
So, I don't know. It's just it just happens where people just they think you're driving too much, maybe, or
Yeah,
that
I think you're working too hard, right?
Working too hard, but I mean, we're not working hard enough.
No, right?
So that's the thing. Like,
I've been waiting around 40 years for that chemistry.
Yeah. But yeah, so just little things like that. I mean, I love all the guys I've ever played with. We're all still cool, but it's just a matter of, they're okay with maybe not making it.
Yeah.
I'm not okay with not making it.
Right. So. No, I've gathered that over the years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen you. The reason why I asked you, because I've seen you go through bandmates.
Yeah.
But your music, the quality never changes regardless.
Yeah,
which tells me how meticulous you are about getting replacements,
Yeah, I've been lucky. Like, everyone I've played with are top-notch musicians. And actually, the guy right now, the bass player and the drummer that I have right now, I've had for about 3 years.
Oh, good.
So we have, really good chemistry now going on.
Yeah, we should give those guys a shout-out. Who's that?
We got Ballad on drums and Joel on the bass, and then we
Nice.
got Stefan Romel on raps.
Oh,
like
nice.
the MC.
You're doing the vocals.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, cool.
And
cool.
I'm Chris James, and I do all the singing and guitar.
Yeah, nice.
Nice.
So tell me, what inspires you, to write the songs that you write? Because, I mean, we're gonna listen to some of your music, a little bit later. But, like, what inspires you to write? Because some of the songs, are pretty cool. I mean, if you were out at the beach just chilling, it'd be like.
What kind of
fun
music? I'm curious. What kind of music? What would you name it?
I would say it's kind of like West Coast funk rock, kind of hip hop, like old school Chili Peppers, but kind of with more like a Maroon 5 twist, I guess.
Mhm.
Kind of like more of a poppy vibe on the Chili Peppers, but kind of in your face like them, like they used to be.
So the name. What would you name it?
West Coast funk rock, I guess.
That's a good one.
It's just kind of like that beach, California. We're like a sound of California. Like when you hear it, if you're in like Germany or wherever, like you're just basically like, oh, I'm on the beach in California right now.
Yeah.
So.
And what's crazy is when we first heard your music, after we bumped into each other that night, the next day I was listening, and Remo called me. He said, dude, this stuff's like really good, man. You got to check it out. And I asked him, I said, what is it? What does it sound like? And he said, I don't know. He goes, it's kind of like a little bit funky, and it's got like a little reggae kind of maybe vibe going on at some points. And he said, but it just all works. It works really nice, A lot of acoustic-driven stuff that's up-tempo, which is very rare because most people, when they hear an acoustic song, they think ballad or mid-tempo,
like folk or something.
Yeah,
like that,
yeah. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. But so let me ask you. So you made the transition. You're originally from Sonoma, right?
Yeah. I grew up mostly in Sonoma, but I spent a lot of time here in Fontana growing up.
Oh, okay, cool.
My mom and my grandma grew up in Norwalk. In L.A. area.
Wow,
back
so
in
you're a SoCal dude.
all the way back. yeah, back like 100 years.
So you got to be torn between Southern California sports and Northern California sports, man.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess so. I like the Niners, number one, of course.
Oh, yeah,
I'm sorry for all other fans.
That's
but-
all right. We'll pray for you, bro.
But I like the Dodgers and for baseball, and I like the Lakers, number one for basketball. And
Yeah, nice.
so pretty much
Good
just
deal.
the Niners.
So being from up north in the Bay Area, obviously it's a big music scene up there, and it's a lot of really, really good talent that's come out of there. But how did you make the transition coming down south to LA, and what inspired you to do that?
Well, I graduated high school, and I started at the junior college because I didn't have good enough grades to get into any kind of regular college. But so I started junior college for like half a semester, and I was just like, man, I'm not feeling this. And I was like, I'm just gonna do music, what
Nice.
I've always wanted to do my whole life. So it's all I've ever worked at. So just moved down here, and Southern California has always been kind of like home to me also. So it wasn't really much of like a big change. I've always been coming down here my whole life.
So you want to make a living doing music? Is what you
Oh,
want
yeah.
to do? That's what you want to do.
Yep. Definite.
That's going to be pretty hard.
I guess so. I mean, we'll see. Maybe this radio show will change things.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a good start.
Yeah,
That's a good start. Good start.
absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, make a living at it and really excel at it. Make a good living at it is something I want to do.
Yeah. So let's talk about life on the road. Like, yeah, I know that you guys went at one point. You guys went to Florida for a show.
Yeah. We opened for CeeLo there.
Yeah,
CeeLo
and then
Band, yeah.
but you guys went in a van.
Well, no. I mean, we've toured in a van.
Yeah. So because people don't understand the struggle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know the van that you traveled in one time was.
You
What
remember that
was
van?
it? What it was? Can
was-
you explain what that was?
It was like a Ford Econoline 250.
Back in the 80s and 70s stuff, huh?
Yeah.
I think it was like a 94 or something like that.
Yeah.
And my,
Tell them where it belonged or where you got it from.
well, my older brother, he owned a company up in the Bay Area in San Francisco, and he was getting rid of this car or his truck, van. And so he basically gave it to me for like nothing, but it had a lot of stuff wrong with it. So I had to put in like a ton of money into it. But I mean, it was free, and it would be cheaper. What I spent on it would be cheaper than getting like a brand new van,
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
So how long did it last?
It lasted, I mean, all the way until I got my new car. So probably like 7 years.
Yeah, it was a cargo van though, right?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like a work van, and you know, I converted it into like a cargo van, and I put like carpet in there, and you know, just made it happen.
How neat.
Yeah. It was cool. It was definitely cool.
How far did you go with it?
Well, we drove. We toured from San Diego all the way up to Seattle, Washington, and everything in between, and then we went to Reno, Nevada, Denver, Colorado, Albuquerque, New Mexico, Phoenix, Arizona, and Vegas.
No breakdowns?
No breakdowns. Nothing happened.
No
and our
breakdowns.
trailer, too. Nothing went wrong with the trailer or nothing.
Wow.
So
Yeah, so we saw this guy pull up in a van that said like something air conditioning. on the
that's
side
it.
of
Yeah, that's it. Nick
Yeah.
knows, yeah.
Yeah, you know, but you know, I got to tell you, from being on the road with other bands or just being out with other artists, I mean, when people see that and they see that you're driving this van, you're pulling this trailer, I mean, you show up at every show on time, you give it 100%. You'd be surprised how many people really appreciate seeing the hard work and effort that goes in. Real true, like concert-going music fans. You know, we've got. I was on the road with this band called the Leo Project, and we were following this '80s rock band Tesla around. You know, Tesla from the Bay Area, and I mean, you know, obviously they had a tour bus and everything else, and so we had this van in this trailer, and you know, we got like to Austin, and these people coming up to us and saying, "Hey, you guys drove up in that van with that trailer, right?" And we were like, "Yeah." And they were like, "Man, you guys are like just whatever it takes to make it." And I said, "That's what it's about." And, you know, those people end up buying extra merch and stuff like that just to support the band. So I know how important it is, and that's why I wanted to mention it, because not everything is given to people in this business, and you don't just stumble into things the way most people, you know, expect. It's like, you know, because everybody always hears the finished product
and the fun stuff of it.
The fun stuff, right? You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, but they don't, you know, see what kind of hotels you're sleeping in or sleeping in a cargo
in the van.
Yeah, right.
See, and that's another thing too. You know, you asked about band members and stuff, and you know, I don't spend money like, you know, frivolously, I guess you could say, where I just, you know, go and do whatever, like on trips or concerts. You know, guys like to go to concerts and ball games and all this stuff. And, you know, when I have a little extra money, I'll do that stuff too. But all my main money is into the band, you know. And that's another thing about, you asked like other band members and stuff, you know, they don't want to make that sacrifice. I think really what it comes down to, why, you know, so many band members have come around, or like different band members, is no one really wants to make that true sacrifice to do it, you know. And that's like, I live in the sacrifice, like I live in it, you know.
Becomes your lifestyle, right?
Yeah, you know. So that's the thing, you know. I think it comes down to sacrifice.
It does. It really does. Really.
Danny's had some experience in the music industry. He knows what that's about. You know what I mean?
Boy, do I know.
Good deal, man. Well, you know, we should touch a little bit on you know, some of your music and, you know, some of the success that you've had with it and some of the things that you've done. I mean, I remember you invited us to it was a Sunday evening show at Universal City Walk.
Oh yeah.
And it was at B.B. King's House of Blues.
Yep.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, so the thing that blew us away is that it was a gospel night, right?
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was supposed to be a gospel like Sunday, and they had this thing, and there was like a lot of gospel groups there, and there was a lot of bands that got up there. And I got to tell you, dude, like you were like one of the only white dudes in the whole place.
Yeah.
It was filled with a lot of Latinos and African American people, but and then I think the thing that blew everybody away was that I think one of the first songs you started out with was like "No Diggity," and people didn't expect that.
We used to play that one,
Yeah. So it was pretty cool to see, you know, all these people up and dancing to what you guys were doing, and it just goes to prove. I mean, like right now, when I think about music and I think about what goes on and what's going on, you know, out there in general, you know, we've got like a lot of issues going on, you know, out in public with people, you know, fighting against each other and stuff. And
you know the truth.
And then when you see how music can bring people together peacefully and they all just enjoy it and they're there for one reason. They're there because they all have this common, you know, interest, you know what I mean, or hobby, or they're just fans. So.
Takes you out of the moment.
right?
I mean,
Right.
I'm sorry, it puts you into the moment. It
Yeah.
takes you out of your mind.
Right.
You know,
And then so let
that's
you-
universal. You know?
Let you leave like all your, issues aside.
That's what happened in 1933, the Great Depression. It brought people together.
Music did?
Music did.
Wow.
They saved every penny they had just to go to the theaters. That's what brought it out.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't look back that far.
Yeah.
So yeah. So anyway, tell us about your new CD and the new stuff that you've done. And
Cool, yeah. The new album is called Naked to Famous, and it's going to be out in mid-October, 2017, and we're going to have the album release show at the Viper Room in West Hollywood.
Nice.
And I encourage everyone that wants to see a good show to come out that night. Nick Martinez will be there, and hopefully Danny will be there too.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
And yeah,
Kevin's going to be there, right?
Kevin will definitely be there.
Let's see if we can make him talk.
He's going to get a flight down.
Yeah, there you go. So tell me about this new CD that you got. I mean, is it kind of up tempo? What was your theme, or what was your motivation for writing these songs?
It's a little more mature, I guess. Like it's
Yeah.
probably my most like mature stuff, but
yeah.
it's still, I mean, just very catchy tunes and just songs that kind of make stick in your head and that you're humming to later.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I try to write songs to do. And
Yeah. And you recorded this in L.A.
yeah, we recorded it in Hollywood and Van Nuys.
Oh, nice.
And it was at Ripshore Studios in Van Nuys and the Hollywood Audio Lab.
Oh,
in
nice.
Hollywood. Yeah.
You don't write any love songs?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's love songs for
Really?
sure. Yeah. This first one that I'm about to play is kind of a love song,
Oh, really?
a little bit.
Kind of?
Yeah.
Or is?
I mean, it's about love. Definitely is about love.
Okay.
It's about a relationship, maybe on the rocks, but it's love song.
Sounds like what I do.
Love on the Rocks?
I think we're going to go into a little break.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Be right back.
All right, man.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, K292 FQ Riverside, and K293 CF Moreno Valley.
We're back. Oh, just a little break there, 30-second break. So, we're going to play something live pretty soon, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
do some live, no doubt.
Why don't we go into that?
You
Wanna
want to
do
hear
that?
some acoustic?
Yeah.
I do.
Let's do it.
I'm anxious.
Shall we?
No, you can play right here and
Okay.
Mike will pick it up.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, I can definitely do that. Let me get my guitar.
We can talk, Nick. So as he gets ready, Nick is joining me here at the talent show, so I want to welcome him.
Thanks, Danny. It's good to be back, man.
We're going to be bringing a lot of talent together.
Yep. Well, we've got, there's a lot of talent. I mean, in all different areas, obviously. And we've been kind of spread across the board pretty evenly. Everything from, hip hop to acoustic. I would say acoustic to hip hop. You know what I mean?
How long have I known you?
Man, it's been about 20 years, probably. I would think.
20?
Little- maybe longer.
Maybe longer.
Yeah. It might have been longer.
How
so.
weird. That.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But just trying to, we got Chris. Obviously, he's from LA. I think trying to bring some of the local talent that we have here. There's a lot of talented people here in the IE. You know what I mean? And to be able to get those people on the show. So anybody that's out there, you got some talent, man, reach out to Danny Alcarez.
Or Nick
for
Martinez.
the talent show.
We got a request line if you want to call in is 909-792-5222. Is that right, Joe? Yeah, okay.
Good deal. All right.
So we're ready. So with Mr. Chris and
All right, this song is off our last album, Speechless, available on iTunes and Spotify and all that good stuff. And it's called Win Win Win. Whoa, whoa. Every time I go, and I know that I can, every time I show it, and I know that I can, if they say it's so, 'cause people just running like they go, go, go. What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what? So I gotta just win, win.
just win, win, win. Know that I can, know that I can win, win, win. Know that I can, know that I can. If I say it's so, 'cause people just acting like they already know. Know that I can, know that I can. Know that I can, know that I can. Na na, na na. Every time I go, know that I can, know that I can. Every time I sing, know that I can, now that I can. If I say it's so, 'cause people just running like they go, go, go. What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what? So I gotta just win, win, win. Know that I can, know that I can win, win, win. Know that I can, know that I can. If I say it's so, 'cause people just acting like they already know. Know that I can, know that I can. Know that I can. Know that I can, know that I can.
Nice.
Thank you.
Good job, dude.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
I want to go to the beach now. That was great.
That's definitely California West Coast
Yeah.
kind of up tempo, fun stuff right there, man.
That was great.
Yeah.
Cool. Did the mic pick it up okay?
Yeah.
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 It was
Everything
great.
came on through.
Yeah.
Came
Awesome.
through. So
Yeah.
tell me, what is win-win-win about?
I guess just achieving your goals, you know?
Yeah.
And just if you know you can do something, go ahead and just do it, you know?
Yep. Yeah, good. I noticed that like the direction and the theme of your music kind of always stays in the same realm. I mean, which allows you to build your market, right? I mean, you're branding yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of discovered my sound,
Yeah.
you know? I've been writing songs since, you know, like I said, I was about 13, 12.
Uh-huh.
So, you know, I just kind of discovered over the years what my sound is, and I just, you know, I don't try to stick to it, but it just kind of, you know, that's my writing style,
Yeah.
kind of.
How important is that for like young people coming up?
I could see the different, that style that he mentioned earlier about the beach, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
he has that. That's why you called it that, right?
I mean, yeah, you know, I grew up going, I love the
I-
beach, you know.
yeah,
so-
it was great, man. It was great.
Grew up going to Newport a lot, and like Huntington,
Yeah.
those kind of beaches.
So, ask you real quickly how important it is for young people coming up that might be looking for, you know, the right direction or looking for advice. How important is it to find your sound, and how does it help you if you find it sooner than later?
I mean, the sooner the better, for sure.
Right?
Yeah. But you know, it's always kind of like an evolving process. I guess, you know, since I was writing, when I was like 13 years old, you know, I went from, you know, like a punk rock kind of phase to like, you know, all kinds of music. You know, I was like in a hip hop kind of group once. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't rap, but I like sang. You know, and I mean, I've done like quite a bit musically. So I guess I let that all like kind of influence my writing. You know,
Where you're at now.
and yeah, and like all the music I've listened to, I fortunately, you know, got to listen to a lot of good music. Like my mom always gave me, you know, great music to listen to when I was growing up, like the Beatles and Rolling Stones and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And Creedence Clearwater. The
That's
reason,
a good one.
yeah, the reason that's kind of the reason I started playing guitar is because when I was like 5, I was really into Swamp Thing.
Oh yeah.
You know, and the movie had the theme song "Born on the Bayou."
Oh yeah.
And I just like rewinded the movie
Oh, I
a
love
million
that song.
times. Yeah,
Yeah.
man, it's a great song.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the first song I ever learned how to play on guitar.
Oh, nice.
Was that one. And so, yeah, that's big reason. You know,
Yeah.
You know all the words to "Born in the Bayou"?
I did. Let me see. When I was a little boy, standing on my daddy's knee, my papa said, "Son, don't let the man get you. Do what he done to me."
That's cool.
Yeah. I used to love that.
Yeah, you're too young to even know that song, dude.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It was on the Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
Theme song. So.
Oh, good. So have you had any of your music in movies, or you done any like commercials or anything like that?
No, unfortunately. Man, see, Verizon Wireless, just like a year ago. Remember I hit you up like a year or two ago? Verizon was going with this thing called Win, Win, Win. That was like their sale slogan or whatever on their commercial, like the promotion they were going with. Man, I tried to get in touch with somebody from Verizon to show them Win, 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 but I don't know. I guess just didn't get that connection yet.
Yeah.
So
those things are always done like a year ahead of time. So.
Maybe
exactly. Yeah.
Maybe after today you'll get a connection.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
Good,
You know.
Let me go to a little ID here. I forgot. No, for me. This is Danny Alcaraz and Nick Martinez, The Talent Show, 102.3 FM and 1050 AM and 106.5 FM. Forgot to do that. Okay, I'm gonna go back.
Cool. So, when you guys want to hear can we play some of his recorded stuff?
I like what he's doing now.
Yeah, you want to do another one?
You want to hear another one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see what you got, man.
Let's do it. Just another sunny day. There's no cloud inside. Nothing's going wrong. Everything's alright. And it goes on and on and on and on. If you wanna start today, if you wanna go that way, well, I do what I can, and you know that I'm around. I do what I know, and I know that good. Oh, you don't tell me, I don't wanna know. I don't wanna start no fight, baby. Where did you go last night? Where did you go last night? Playing with the band is what I like to do on a sunny afternoon. Girl, I thought you know. And it goes on and on and on and on. If you wanna start today, if you wanna go that way, I do what I can, and you know that I'm around. I do what I know, and I know that good. Oh, you don't tell me, I don't wanna know. I don't wanna start no fight, baby. Where did you go last night? Where did you go last night? Tell me, where did you go? You don't tell me, I don't wanna know. I don't wanna start no fight. Where did you go? Where did you go last night? Yeah. Where did you go last night? Yeah. Well, I do what I can, and you know that I'm around. I do what I know, and I know that good. You don't tell me, I don't wanna know. I don't wanna start no fight. Where did you go? I do what I can, and you know that I'm around. I do what I know, and I know that good. Oh, you don't tell me, I don't wanna know. I don't wanna start no fight. Where did you go last night?
Nice, dude.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yep. Good job, man.
Thank you. Hope everyone
was
out there
great.
liked it.
That was great.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Really great.
Cool. So, Where's that? Was that off of your?
That's off Speechless, also our last album.
Okay.
Came out 2015, and it's on Spotify, iTunes, Rhapsody, Amazon, basically all the
Nice.
online stuff.
Good deal.
So,
We have
so
to-
people can buy your music?
Oh yeah, definitely. And they can go to also kevinnevertalks.com, and there's like a download like area that you can do that
Nice.
also.
Good deal.
Good.
So tell me what it was like doing the show with CeeLo.
Oh, it was cool. You know, I didn't like meet him there actually, but I met him like just recently, which is crazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a buddy of mine, his name is Ice Gold. He's really talented rapper. And, I mean, he's been in, you know, Kevin Never Talks, like, with us for a while. He's not, like, in the band, but he's, like...
He's a featured guest every once in a
yeah,
while?
but big time, yeah. Me and him have done a lot of music together. And his friend, who's this producer, Kcaa, has a song with CeeLo.
Oh, nice.
And they shot a music video. And I went to the set, and I showed CeeLo. I brought in the flyer of when we opened for him. And he was like, "Oh, that's like my birthday like show or whatever." Like, it was just like, but he remembered us, and
Oh, that's
like
dope.
he gave us like a little shout out like on like, you know, with all of us like on video.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, he's a really cool guy. But it was fun, man, opening for CeeLo. We actually got flown out to Miami to do it.
Oh,
Yeah, and
that
like
was a
we
good
had
experience.
yeah, and we had like the whole you know, limo and all that stuff. Basically, I
Yeah.
just want to repeat that like every night. pretty much.
rockstar dose
Yeah.
for a day, like king for a day, right?
Yeah, man. It just
Yeah.
got to make it 365
That was
days,
like
yeah.
a short view of what's to come down the road
Exactly.
for you, hopefully, right?
Exactly.
A little taste, I guess, right?
yeah.
What it's like.
I want that whole pie though.
Oh, that's cool, man.
But yeah, it was fun. It was a good time.
Good deal.
definitely. And we opened up for Bone Thugs and Harmony, believe it or not, like in Santa Barbara.
Oh, nice.
And that was cool. Show got kind of out of hand because like all the college kids like started just jumping over fences and stuff because it was at a frat house, you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So shut
So
the show down.
the cops came. They didn't shut the show down, but they were waiting outside the door.
Well, it's
Yeah.
a miracle they didn't shut it down. Usually they shut it down, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They didn't, I guess.
They must have been feeling the vibe. They must have been
Yeah.
digging the
Yeah.
music.
They must-
They were big Bone Thugs.
Hey,
fans.
there you go. Good deal, man.
But
Well,
yeah,
that's
so-
good, man. So let me ask you, you know, what are some of the other memorable moments that you've had that have inspired you and kept you going? You know, I don't know if you play golf or not, but if you're a golfer or you play golf, like they always say that you have that one shot that makes you come back, you know, that says like, okay, I know I can do this.
You play golf?
I do once in a while. Though I use the whole golf course though, Danny. I'm all over the place. I get
That's
my
not-
money's worth, bro.
That's not boring. Hitting, To me, it kind of.
No, it's pretty fun. It's pretty challenging, you know.
That's what they
Yeah.
say. I'm gonna
Yeah.
try it one of these
I'm about to
days.
take you out there, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it.
I've done mini
So-
golf.
Yeah. So what are some of the things that, I mean, obviously the CeeLo moment was a great moment.
Yeah. Just, you know, every time I play a show and just, you know, see the enjoyment on people's faces while I'm playing and kind of taking them out of their head, you know, and putting them in the moment.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, just every show I play and meeting people afterwards and just that camaraderie, like, I don't know. I just can't picture myself really doing anything else, like, ever. You
Yeah.
know? So, I mean, it's all I've ever really done is just play music. So,
Yeah.
yeah, any kind of discouragement, I just play a show or get in the studio and, you know, goes away a little bit.
Good deal. Good deal. So what are your, you know, I know you mentioned some of the things that your mom, you know, some of the groups that she introduced you to as a youngster, but like today, in today's music, because, you know, everything changes and there's people that come and go, and who inspires you today? Like, who do you listen to today that, you know, inspires you to?
Today, well, I mostly listen to just music I kind of grew up with, to tell you the truth.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. I don't really know a whole lot of like today's music exactly. I mean, you know, relatively.
Right.
Like, I would say that my favorite group, and I didn't grow up listening to them or anything, but like Maroon 5, I think that they write like really, really good songs. You know,
Sure they do.
that song Sugar. You know that song, like their latest single. that is like, I mean, that's a really, really well-written song. It's probably like Maroon 5's like best song, you know, that they've ever
well,
had.
They've
in
had
my
a few.
opinion. I know,
Right.
and that's the thing. They, you know, I just saw them. I went to Bottle Rock Festival in Napa.
Oh yeah.
You know, I was like working at it, and yeah, I got to see Maroon 5, and they put on a hell of a show, and it's just crazy. Like their live show is like their greatest hits, you know.
Yeah.
Basically, it just like, you know, they play like every single one of their hits, and that's their concert. You know?
Yeah. Well, that's a good show, right?
Hell yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So what's life like for a musician in LA? I mean, it's challenging to be there. One first and foremost. I mean, but
Yeah,
as
yeah.
a musician, I mean, is there like, where do you go to find other musicians? Where do you connect with other people? Do you go?
I mean, playing shows is always a great way to do that.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like I played some shows where like a lot of people would just be like, oh, like there's like 3 people here. Like who cares? You know, like let's leave or something. You know, like, or people would be discouraged. You know, but I played a show at this bar in West Hollywood once, right? And there was literally like probably 10 people there, and but they told me they were like, this big producer is gonna be there, and I was like, okay. And afterwards, he came up to me and he was like, hey, like let's all go to my house, like, you know, blah blah.
He
blah.
was there, huh?
He was there, yeah, and he had a limo and everything, and we were like, okay, like so random, you know, kind of, but nothing's random really. But so we went back to his house, and it ended up being Mark Batson, which is like, you know, he's produced Beyonce and Eminem, and he's like Dr. Dre's like right hand producer, and I mean he's done like a ton of stuff, and I mean he became a fan of ours that night, you know. Just that's what Nick was saying like earlier. It's like you just never know. You gotta be prepared, you know, like
Wow.
always, you know,
Yeah.
and take those shows that are like for 10 people, you know, like just do them, you know. Like what would you be doing instead? Just watching TV, you know, at home? Like, might as well like just play some, you know, if anything, it's practice. So
Or complaining.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I always get those ones that complain. It's like, man, nobody ever gives me a break, but they're sitting home.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Right?
So
Yeah.
just don't leave any stones unturned. And
Right.
I'm still, you know, I'm still trying to make it. So I mean, I don't really have all the answers, but you know, I would say that being conscientious, and you know, putting your best foot forward in all situations like that. I mean, it must lead to something good. So
Yeah, absolutely. So you got another one for us? Want to do another one? Is that cool, Danny?
Sure.
yeah, sure.
I could sit here all day listening to this.
You guys want to play the song, or do you want to hear this?
All
Just the acoustic? Sure.
Yeah. Danny's a live dude. He wants to hear it live.
That's a talent show, man.
All right. Well, here's a new one off the new album, actually. One for the ladies, kind of.
Got me thinking at you twice, and you know that I have never seen you look so good. And I looked at you once, at you twice, baby girl, so I know that I'm understood. And I looked at you once, at you twice, and you know that I can see you looking at me too alone. And I looked at you twice, and I'll pay the price, girl, 'cause that's all I can really do. Oh, it's all I can really do. Oh, just stand here and look at you. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, it's a
Oh, you got a fan now. I'm your fan.
Dude, thanks, Danny. I'm glad you like it, dude. Thank you.
Wow,
Good deal.
I
So can
like-
people buy that one right now?
It's not yet. It's gonna be on like mid-October.
Oh, so that's off the new one.
Yeah, off Naked 2 Famous.
Nice.
If you keep up with us on Instagram or Facebook or kevinnevertalks.com, all the info will be on there.
Oh, great.
How many's in the group?
There's 3 of us. I sing and I play guitar, and then we have a drummer, Ballet, and we have a bass player, Joel, and we have an MC, Stefan.
What are the chances of having the whole band here one day?
Oh, we definitely could. Definitely.
Yeah.
No
Nick?
problem, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe when you guys get ready to drop your new
Yeah.
CD, we'd love to have you guys out here to promote it.
Totally, like
You
a
know?
week or 2 before or something.
Yeah,
that'd
absolutely.
be awesome.
We'll have a record release party right here in the studio, man.
That'd be dope. That'd be cool.
We'll do autograph signings out the front door.
Actually, we're going to be doing a show here next month
Oh, really?
in the parking lot
Oh, nice.
Oh,
on
awesome.
the
Yeah.
24th.
If you need a
Maybe you
band.
guys should come out here and perform that day.
We will do it. No doubt, yeah. Well,
I'll get
everyone
hold
will
of
be
Nick.
in town. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're going to have a live deal here, a car show and the whole 9 yards on the 24th, September.
September 24th.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So
Nice.
we're going to do that.
What were you going to say, Chris?
Well, I just wanted to tell the listeners if you guys want to call in right now or sometime before the end of the show, or I guess there's 5 minutes left, right?
Right.
All right. So if you
Yeah.
want to call in real fast,
909-792-5222.
and the 5th caller. No, how about the 4th caller?
Okay.
How about the first caller, because we're out of time?
Yeah. All right. The first caller is going to get a copy of Kevin Never Talks, the Speechless album.
Oh, nice.
909-792-5222.
That's right. Let me go over here and make a phone call real quick. I'm going to call in.
Yeah.
So I can get that CD. So, anyway, so who's producing your CD with you? Like, who's doing this new one with you?
I just kind of produce everything myself.
Oh, do you? Nice.
Yeah, I write
Yeah.
everything. I mean, I'd like to work with a producer, but they're kind of pricey and all that for right now. So,
Yeah.
I've recorded so much that I kind of have like a production ear
Oh, good.
for a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I got a studio.
You
That's
produce?
right. Danny has a studio.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Cool. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And a radio station.
Yeah. Hey, so let me ask you real quickly. The new CD that you're doing, okay, you recorded it in L.A. and you got you self-produced, okay.
Yep.
What do you think is like most important for young people out there right now that are trying to self-produce their own stuff? I mean, how important is quality of sound?
Oh, now, especially like in 2017, oh man, the like record companies or whoever, there's no excuses anymore. Like they want to hear you
At your
like
best.
at Katy Perry level, you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
almost like all the time, you
Right.
know, like before you're famous.
So there are
Like,
no demos anymore, right?
I mean,
You
not
deliver
really.
a finished product, right?
Yeah, I mean, in the 90s when I was growing up, it was like, oh, bands, they had like this, crappy little demo and then they got signed and they're like huge,
Right.
but I mean, I haven't heard of that happening in a while.
Yeah.
Like where it's just, undeveloped and
Now they want radio ready, right?
radio ready and like commercial ready. Really.
Yeah, retail ready, right?
Yep.
Good deal.
Hey, we got about 2 minutes left, so you want to share your information?
Yeah. Once again, just Kevin Never Talks is the name of the band. We have our new album, Naked 2 Famous, coming out in mid-October at the Viper Room in Los Angeles in West Hollywood. And you can check us out at kevinnevertalks.com. And, we're on Facebook and Instagram as well. So give us a shout. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
This is Danny Alcruz and Nick Martinez. And Nick is joining me with the talent show.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right.
That's right.
And we're going to be bringing in more talent. and look forward. Get a hold of us on Facebook or whatever.
Yeah, if you got talent and you want to come in and be part of the program, just let us know. Just reach out to us, right?
Look out for who we bring next week.
That's right.
We got a surprise for you, don't we?
Well, we're going to try.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're working on it. So
we got about a minute left. So
good deal.
Anybody
Well,
else
you know
feel
what?
like do any shout outs to
Yeah.
anybody?
Any shows coming up or anything like that?
No shows. I mean, we're gonna start doing those warm-up shows before
Yeah.
the album release. But I just want to say thanks to Danny and thanks to Nick for having me on the show. I had
Thank
a great
you.
time here. Yeah, I
Yeah.
had a great time. We'll come back anytime.
Enjoyed
I even brought my video crew with me, man.
I know. Yeah, we gotta turn the camera
Yeah,
on.
you
to
got
Nick's
my
dad.
dad over there. This man's my road dog. We go everywhere together. So anyway, Chris, thank you so much for coming out, man. I know it's a little bit of a jog for you to get out here.
No, not
from
bad.
LA,
It's like
but-
my old haunt.
Yeah.
Where I kind of grew up. Too,
Sure.
so.
Until next week, everybody.
Good
Wow.
deal. Good
Thanks,
night.
you guys. Bye.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM.
Your NBC Sports Radio update starts now.
Thomas gets his first. I'm Dave Denholm. PGA Championship Golf at Quail Hollow. Justin Thomas picks up his first ever major title by winning after shooting a final round 68 to finish at 8 under par, 2 strokes better than 3 golfers, including Patrick Reed, Ricky Fowler, and Hideki Matsuyama.